Meta just dropped a 30 billion parameter AI agent that runs entirely on a single GPU. And it's completely open weight. This changes everything about the AI arms race. On August 10, 2026, Meta released a model that rivals the biggest closed-source systems but runs on hardware you can buy at Best Buy. This is a direct challenge to the cloud-only AI paradigm. 30 billion parameters is massive. That's roughly the size of GPT-3. But unlike GPT-3, this model doesn't need a cluster of servers. It runs on one GPU, thanks to aggressive quantization and architecture innovations. Why does this matter? Because the biggest bottleneck in AI adoption isn't capability, it's cost and latency. Running inference in the cloud costs money and introduces lag. Local inference is instant and private. For developers, this means they can build AI agents that run entirely on users' devices. No API calls, no data leaving the machine. Meta has been pushing open-weight models for years, from the original Llama to Llama 3. But this is the first time a model this powerful can run on consumer hardware. It's a strategic move to own the open-source AI ecosystem. Compare this to OpenAI's GPT-4, which requires massive cloud infrastructure. Meta's model is open, lightweight, and free. The implications for the AI market are enormous. It could commoditize large language models. The model is called Meta Agent 30B, and it's not just a language model. It's an agent, meaning it can use tools, browse the web, and take actions autonomously. All on a single GPU. This could be a major blow to Nvidia's dominance. If AI can run efficiently on older, cheaper GPUs, demand for the latest $30,000 H100s might soften. Nvidia's stock dipped slightly on the news. But it's not just Nvidia. AMD and Intel could benefit as well. Any GPU with enough VRAM can run this model. Intel just raised $15 billion to expand its AI chip production, and this news makes their investment look prescient. The model uses a new sparse activation technique. Only a fraction of the 30 billion parameters are active at any time. This is why it can run on a single GPU without sacrificing quality. Early benchmarks show it matches GPT-4 on many reasoning tasks while using 10x less energy. That's a huge win for sustainability. AI's carbon footprint has been a growing concern. Meta is releasing the model under a permissive open license. That means anyone can download, modify, and even sell products built on it. This is the opposite of the closed, API-driven approach. The open-source community is already buzzing. Within hours of release, developers were running the model on laptops, creating local chatbots, and building autonomous agents for everything from coding to customer service. One developer tweeted that they got the model running on a 2023 MacBook Pro with 64 gigabytes of unified memory. That's the kind of accessibility that could spark a new wave of AI startups. But there are risks. Open-weight models can be misused for disinformation, deepfakes, or malicious agents. Meta has included safety mitigations, but the genie is out of the bottle. Regulators in the EU and US are already taking notice. The debate between open source and responsible AI is about to get a lot more intense. Meta is betting that openness wins in the long run. For enterprise, this is a game changer. Companies can now deploy AI agents on premises, keeping sensitive data internal. No more sending customer data to third-party APIs. Imagine a hospital running a medical AI agent on its own hardware, or a bank using an AI for fraud detection without ever sending data to the cloud. That's now possible with this model. The timing is perfect. We're seeing a broader shift toward edge AI, running intelligence on devices rather than in the cloud. Apple, Google, and Qualcomm are all investing heavily in this direction. Meta's move could force OpenAI and Google to respond. If open models become good enough, why pay for API access? The entire business model of AI as a service is under threat. We already saw the stock market react. Meta shares rose 2% on the news, while Nvidia dipped slightly. Investors are trying to figure out who wins in a world where AI runs on any GPU. The model is already available on Hugging Face and GitHub. Within 24 hours, it had been downloaded over 500,000 times. That's faster adoption than any previous open-weight model. But let's be realistic, 30 billion parameters is still large. It requires at least 16 gigabytes of VRAM. That limits it to higher-end consumer GPUs and professional cards. Not quite phone-sized yet. However, Meta hinted that smaller versions are coming, 7B and 1.5B parameter models that could run on phones. If that happens, AI agents in your pocket become a reality. This is the beginning of a new phase in AI, the democratization of intelligence. Not everyone can afford cloud API bills, but many own a decent GPU. Meta is betting on the long tail of developers. What does this mean for you? If you're a developer, download the model and start building. If you're an investor, watch the hardware landscape shift. If you're a user, expect smarter, faster, private AI on your devices soon. We'll be tracking this story closely. In our next video, we'll test Meta Agent 30B against GPT-4 in a head-to-head challenge. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching. If this video added value, hit the like button and share it with someone who needs to know about this breakthrough. See you in the next one.